Hi, I'm Cassandra Pereira, Cass for short. I'm a media journalism teacher and advisor at Santa Teresa High School in San Jose. I'm also the site coordinator for professional development, WASC, and small learning communities. Additionally, I work with Krause Center for Innovation at Foothill College as an education technology trainer for teachers and districts throughout the Bay Area. I like to keep busy. So my training style. I'd have to say that my training style is very hands-on. I think that the best way to really learn an ed tech tool is to start playing around and trying to make something with it. So when I design workshops, I try to minimize the time that I'm talking at people and maximize the time that they're able to be creative. I want everyone to leave the session with something that they can and will actually use in the classroom. I like to provide both scaffolding and extension resources to participants so that they can work at their own pace. I also try to provide lots of inspirational examples to show how something could be used, and I tend to talk a lot about my own experience using a tool and to share stories of my mistakes so that others don't make them. For this GCT application, I'm going to do a short training on pre-filled URLs. I chose this because I think this is a feature that has some great potential, but is not often used by different teachers. One last note before I begin. This is not a training that I would do for beginners. This would be for teachers that already use forums regularly to learn about a feature that can enhance their practice. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and here we go. Hi, this is a quick tutorial on pre-filled URLs and why you, as a classroom teacher, would ever want to use them. So did you know that instead of sharing a link to a blank form, you can also share one that already has some of the answers filled out on it? And more importantly, you can make different links with different pre-filled answers, but this doesn't change the form, so that all of the answers still go to the same sheet. Now let's talk about why you would want to do this. First, if students are misspelling things like their email address or getting their period wrong, you can preempt this with a form that's already completed for them. Also, if you use one form regularly, like for a warm-up, you can save time by having the student's name and information already filled in when they click on the form. And if you want to go big, you can actually take those pre-filled URLs and turn them into QR code cards for your students to do things like take attendance. Then students just scan in and out with a QR code reader, and it pulls up a form with their information already on it. So here's how you do that. So let's say this is my example form, and what I want to have is the student's name, ID, and email address already filled in when the student pulls up the form. So that way they just have to click if they're signing in or signing out. What I will do is I'm going to go to Responses, and then I go down here to get pre-filled URL. Once I'm on this page, then all I will do is I will enter in the information for one of my students. Once I've entered in all the information that I want in that pre-filled URL, I just hit the Submit button, and right here it says Share the link. This is the link that I will share, and if my student, Billy Joe in this case, pulls up that link, this is what they'll see, a form that's already partially filled out with their information, so all they have to do is click the signing in or signing out button. Now I can do this one for each student, give them each a QR code or a link, and that way they already have all their information filled out in the form. Please do note, though, that even though the answers are pre-filled in the form, students can still go and change those answers, so do keep that in mind when you're working with pre-filled URLs.